When you are trying to impress people with words, the more you say, the more common you appear, and the less in control. Even if you are saying something banal, it will seem original if you make it vague, open-ended, and Swedish-like. Powerful people impress and intimidate by saying less. The more you say, and more likely you are to. Now let's read out a story, and this is going to change your life. Listen to this story. Gaius Marcus, also known as Coriolanus, was a great military hero of ancient Rome. In the first half of the 5th century BC, he won many important battles, saving the city from calamity time and time again. Because he spent most of his time on the battlefield, few Romans knew him personally, making him something of a legendary figure. In 454 BC, Coriolanus decided it was time to exploit his reputation and enter politics. He stood for election to the high rank of consul. Candidates for this position traditionally made a public address early in the race, and when Coriolanus came before the people, he began to displaying dozens of scars he had accumulated over 17 years of fighting for the Rome. Few in crowd really heard the lengthy speech that followed. Those scars, proof of his valor and patriotism, moved the people to tears. Coriolanus' election seemed certain. When the polling day arrived, however, Coriolanus made an entry into the forum, escorted by the entire Senate and by the city patricians. The aristocracy, the common people who saw this, were disturbed by such a blustering show of confidence on election day. And then Coriolanus spoke again, mostly addressing the wealthy citizens who had accompanied him. His words were arrogant and insolent, claiming certain victory in the vote. He boasted of his battlefield exploit, made short jokes that appealed only to the patricians, voiced angry accusations against his opposition, and speculated on the riches he would bring to Rome. This time the people listened. They had not realized that this legendary soldier was also a common braggart. News of Coriolanus' second speech spread quickly through Rome, and the people turned out in great number to make sure he was not elected. Defeated, Coriolanus returned to the battlefield, bitter and vowing revenge on the common folk who had voted against him. Some weeks later, a large shipment of grain arrived in Rome. The Senate was ready to distribute this food to the people for free, but just as they were preparing to vote on the question of Coriolanus appeared on the scene and took the Senate floor. The distribution, he argued, would have a harmful